We got 2 games left before we get these playoffs cracking, bro. 2 games. 2 games. It's not that bad. We can do it. Definitely can get it cracking. Definitely can get it cracking. Power technician. Hell that mean? Joe.
Today, from FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland.
From FedEx
It's a
Field in
special New
Landover,
Year's Day edition
Maryland.
of the NFL on EA Sports.
Alright, man. We ain't gotta start talking. Dudes out here throwing up gang signs and shit. They bang.
We'll see Taylor Heineke and the Washington Commanders taking on Deshaun Watson and the Cleveland Browns.
We are just inside the Beltway, about 10 miles east of the Capitol Dome as we come to you from FedEx Field here in Landover. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap here between the Cleveland Browns and the Washington Commanders.
207 catches. Yeah, we about to work today. See, my real key to the game is to try and be as efficient as possible. The offense is working. The job is so easy for the defense.
From FedEx Field. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return.
I feel like when your offense is to a certain,
he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
you get to be more aggressive. Like, as long as you know how to be aggressive, you shouldn't get messed up that
So
bad.
here come the Browns for their first drive on
gonna be
offense.
strategic.
They'll be led out by
28-9,
Deshaun
okay,
Watson. Of course, he won a national title at Clemson.
Not bad.
And already has 3
500
Pro
already.
Bowls under his belt in the National Football League.
After seeing what he did last week, throwing 4 touchdown passes, I had to go to my thesaurus to try and come up with some great words for what he did. I'm still coming up blank. He was scintillating.
I'm going simple.
Shit, I ain't realize he was balling like that.
I'm going dynamite. He was dynamite.
I'll take it.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down
I
coming
didn't even
up.
think about Chubb. He definitely
The
gonna have
check
to
on the
contain
numbers
him.
for
Hold
Chubb
on, bro.
from a week ago. 12 carries.
That say he got
119 yards,
215
and the
rushes
score.
And the
for
way they ran the
8.
ball last week
Bro,
has to bring a smile to the faces of the entire
got
coaching
1,100
staff, because not only are they
yards.
seeing a back pile up yardage,
Oh,
they're seeing an
200
offensive
rushes.
line in sync, and that bodes well this late in the season.
Following the pickup of
awesome.
4, here's 2nd and 6. They run it again with Chubb.
Oh, God.
And he's able to
Brushed
take
my
this
shit
one up
off.
to the
And I overran the play
35-yard
because I
line.
couldn't see what was going
9
on.
yards to pick up there, and it's a
That's
first
like the one
down.
thing about playing outside the camera angles, bro. Like, I really don't like this camera.
They go up the middle with Chubb.
This one's just as bad.
And he's got it up over the 40 to the 41. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's
Go
2nd and
base,
4.
bro. Go base. Let me see
He
what they
was
look
solid
like.
last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also
let
understand
me-
is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
Short completion, just 4 yards, and that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot.
Bro, what the world is going? How do I shed and then get sideways? I want to, man, this game, bro.
Third down gain of 3
Yeah,
yards.
y'all need to update this motherfucker already,
did tell
bro.
us they wanted to
It's
establish the ground
desperate.
game early,
We need to
didn't they?
upgrade
They
this
did. A small
motherfucker.
sample size that we've seen so far, but pretty
It's
good
out of
return.
control.
Yeah, you got to like that. They've strung together a couple of first downs.
Bro,
established
like,
what they wanted. The running
what?
game. And guess what? They also got their lead guy running it pretty well, too.
I mean, I can't even get to this dude, bro. Like, we supposed to crash on that. Y'all keep running it up the gut. We're still not
Second down
crashing.
and 4. Watson, and there is Amari
stand back
Cooper,
there
his
and watch
first
this
catch.
nigga catch the ball.
And the tackle going to be made
Jackson,
at the
I swear to
38.
God, like, I don't
So
know
here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Watson off play action. He's going to drop this one down. And now a
that's what I'm talking about, bro. Because this is
out of control.
Like, I don't know what's going on. Like, we're almost playing like we don't care, bro. And that really.
I don't have to carry the football in this game. It's January. It's cold out there. Trying to clutch the football and absorb the hits, not easily done.
Yeah, we saw a product of the elements right. And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. From the 31, Watson escaping the pressure right. And they're going to move it down inside the 25.
My God, I know.
Even though it's the opening drive of the game, he wasn't shy about taking off and running with the football, even knowing the defense is definitely going to take their shots at him. And that's exactly what they did. He better learn to slide, otherwise he won't be around to finish this one.
They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4.
They're going to let the man stiff arm anybody regardless.
2nd and 6. And again, it's Chubb. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
He's running in slow motion.
Back-to-back 4-yard runs. Now look, if they just do that all the way downfield, ball ends up in the end zone, but that's a little difficult to do.
Yeah, I think now 3rd and 2, that defense ready to stiffen up and stop that run. 3rd and 2, Watson. Over the middle, Amari Cooper, it's complete. And he is going to have a Browns first down, and comfortably so, as he gets 5 there on 3rd and a yard. Up the middle, it's Chubb. And he'll take this one inside the 10, down to the 8. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4. Watson on 3rd down. To the end zone.
They converted twice on 3rd down that drive already, but couldn't make it a 3rd. We always talk about in-game adjustments. How about what the defense did there, able to shut them down on that attempt?
York able to send this one through, and the Browns are out to a 3-0 lead. Well, they moved the ball well there on the opening series. Running game was in sync. They were knocking on the doorstep, but ultimately, Charles, they'll have to settle for the field goal.
Well, they certainly were moving it well, and give this defense a ton of credit. Finally dug their heels in and forced the field goal. That's one of his game partner. Will his offense look back at this drive and think to themselves, if we'd gotten 6, we'd be in a better spot.
All right.
The Commanders preparing for their next possession. They'll start on the ground with Gibson. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
That's great.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Here's Heineke. This one complete to Curtis Samuel. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a first down Washington on a pickup of 18.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
And he's going to take this across the 50 into Browns territory. The numbers on the ground for Gibson a week ago. North of 100 yards, the 2 scores. And, you know, you got to give a lot of credit to the O-line. We talked a lot about him, but offensive line was good, too.
They're obviously in sync with each other, whether it's zone blocking,
power, running
game, no matter what. He understands how to read them and find the creases that they provide.
Granted, I did bench you for a couple of weeks because you needed it.
Clock running here. Under a minute to go now in the first quarter of a 3-0 game.
I get so tired of dealing with this shit.
Once more, Gibson. And now timeout is whistled as it appears there's a Brown shaken up on the play. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. From the 41, Heineke, middle of the field. He's got McLaurin. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
On there, didn't he?
Well, this defense for the Browns, they were very good last week in the win over New Orleans.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
3-0 after one on EA Sports. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Throwing, Heineke. He completes this one to Terry McLaurin. Touchdown!
I don't want to put nobody out there. That's wrong.
Terry McLaurin, his 21st touchdown of the season. And the Commanders have taken the lead. They said that they wanted to get him involved early, and what a way to cap their opening drive, Charles. We know he's one of the fastest receivers in the NFL, and he showcased it on that play.
And when you have a guy like that, you want to make sure the defense sees him early, right? You want to see how they're going to adjust, how they're going to try and guard him.
All of that.
Because they can't replicate his speed in
All of
practice
that.
unless they've got one of the few guys who are as fast as he is. And all it took was one drive. He burned them, and I don't think it's the last time they call his number in this one.
Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. From a couple yards deep. And all deep in his own territory. He coughs up the football. And it's Washington that scoops it up. And he'll bring it back to about the 5-yard line. So problems there on the return. Very costly. Not what you need when you've just surrendered the lead.
That's one.
Not at all, because this now has a chance to really snowball on them quickly. Their offense was on the sidelines talking about getting on the field and getting that score back.
So now, just like that, things change dramatically. It's 1st and goal. Straight ahead, Gibson. And he'll take this into the end zone. Hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about.
So big fat ass.
So reverse the celebration. We'll see if they have something else.
And dudes don't want to get replaced.
Isn't that always tough to watch when they score and you see the excitement, and then when they realize those points aren't going to count?
Oh God!
Can they get it back together and find their way back to the end zone?
Bro, I'm sliding. Like what the fuck?
By the Browns.
Dog.
Hey, we can preach ball security all we want here, but how about that effort on defense?
I'm literally
Excellent
sliding.
job inside the red zone. Just took away at least 3 points by forcing that fumble.
Well, we're probably not the first, but all of us
I
in
ain't,
sports
bruh.
certainly want to wish
I
you and
never.
yours a happy
This man
and
literally,
prosperous
in
new
his
year.
whole season of starting,
And
did not
as a
fumble
celebration of
as
that
much
good
as they make
slate
him
of
fumble
NFL
in Madden.
games on this Sunday, Week 17.
In
Second
Madden,
to
they got
last
this
weekend
man
of
as
the
a
NFL
fumble
docket. Later
fucking
tonight, the battle
machine.
for Los
Like,
Angeles, Rams and Chargers. 5:15 Pacific at SoFi. And then on Monday night, Charles and I are on to
Dude did
Cincinnati.
not fumble
Bills and
the ball,
Bengals,
like,
two cold weather teams in what will be a frigid
bad.
Paul Brown Stadium. And that won't buy him much room. Just a 1-yard gain to the 5. Still 9 remaining on 2nd down. Here's Watson. That's caught. It's Demetric Felton. And they'll get him down right at around the 11-yard line. Call it a gain of 6 on the play. And this will wind up being a 3rd and 3. Here's Watson. That's going to be taken.
We really not corralling like.
He is going to have a Browns first down, although it doesn't appear to be by much. He needed 4 and he got
Literally
4
like
on 3rd down.
People are not sprinting, bro. What are you jumping for?
To throw is Watson. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line.
Bro,
that'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12. On the ground, it's Ford. And he is going to lose yardage here. Jamin Davis, the one to get up from his linebacker spot and make that play. After the loss, they'll come up second and 13. Now it's Watson. Tries the right side, and he finds Bell. And this offense on 3rd down today, they've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. Watson now to throw. Will find Bryant, his tight end. It's complete. And this play going to be stopped in its tracks at the 32, and obviously well short of the first down.
And my man fumble all the time. That shit killed me, bro. I'm never going to get over that. Like, they really make the man fumble all the time.
Week as this one's away. Taking it about the 16.
Come on, bro.
Well, a solid punt, but also a nice return there of 14 yards. The Washington offense set to take over. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone.
Oh, that's bullshit.
Want to do that
and
again.
We all know
and
it.
So much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that, because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field, and to come away with nothing, that's difficult.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks.
Difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult.
Bro, can you actually cross his face, Jahan?
So, Charles, you know, for this offense, we've been talking all year about how difficult it would be to run the table, and you gave me your chances early in the year. You thought maybe 25%. A few weeks ago, you thought closer to 50, but not quite 50. Now here they are, 15-0. This is happening, isn't it?
I think it is, Brandon, because I do believe this team is too invested, too well coached to fall asleep at the switch now. And I think it ultimately benefits them to stay engaged all the way through the season, because make it to the finish line, then they get the open week to refresh and re-energize. But if you get off the gas now, that can really hurt you come playoff time.
First time these two have hooked up this afternoon, and it's a first down.
It ain't the first time I've thrown to him, though. Like, that's the thing.
Now Heineke. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. And they'll wind up getting this.
You gotta give me a better pass than that, Taylor.
Inside the 20.
Like, that was straight, but like I felt like that was about to be picked off. Definitely. Hey, really? Yeah.
Shotgun handoff to Gibson.
Good God, go somewhere.
3 down to the 16-yard line.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making a big time play?
Man's a dog.
From the 16, Heineke. That's out wide here for Robinson. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense, because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
Heineke. Dodson has it. Touchdown, Commanders. A great effort there. His 9th touchdown of the season. And Washington able to strike for 6. CD for them. This has just been an offensive explosion here in the second quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the first quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the second. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better.
I really got hold off that fumble.
We're seeing here.
The extra point by Sly is up and good, and that pushes the lead up to 11.
They took a long drive. The initial drive was actually pretty long.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line.
No.
Here. He's past the 30.
There we go.
And he's all the way up across the 40 and down at the 42. Great return.
Now that's the kind of return you're looking for. To get to that spot on the field, that allows you to do a lot of things on offense.
The Browns drive about to get started. They trail now 14-3, an 11-point deficit as they start things out with a 1st and 10. This will be
I forgot you got to use that other button to really cover people now.
Gain, 2nd and 2.
Great.
The handoff to Ford up the middle. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play as we have reached the 2-minute warning. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Well, nearly intercepted, but he could not hang on. That certainly would have been nice. Instead, at least it'll be 4th down.
And you have so many kicks this year, bro. I cannot believe it.
And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. So out comes Washington's offense to take over. There's really no reason to change what they've been doing to this point. They've got the lead. They've looked good this first half.
I agree with you totally.
Oh, shit.
Coordinators, play callers feel exactly the same way. Until you stop what I'm doing, why should I make any changes? But there are a few that kind of outguess themselves or try to outguess the opponent. And they try to consider what they would do to take things away and go to those plays right away. It'll be fun to watch when they get to the second half to see which way they go.
Yeah, but to this point, it certainly hasn't been broke. We'll see if they try to fix anything. A give running right, Gibson. And he's going to take this across the 50 into Browns territory. Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts. As the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. The last run got 9. That leaves them with 2nd and a yard. Now Heineke slings this deep from McLaurin.
Go, Terry.
The catch is made. A big play there just before halftime. 43 yards.
Is that a linebacker?
From the gun, Heineke looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. Touchdown, Washington. A great play there as the first half is winding down. And the Commanders would extend their lead here just before halftime. He was on point throwing the ball right there. He had the big play to get him down close, and then he delivers a touchdown pass on 1st and goal.
And you mentioned the big play that got him down close. I think that big play left him reeling a little bit. They didn't recover from it. And you know, they always talk about having to have a short memory on defense after a big play against you. Looks like their memory was a little too long there.
Extra point by Sly is up and good. And the lead is up to 18 now. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away.
Hey, tell them boys we still some killers.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a reach. And all deep in his own territory. He coughs up the football. And it looks like, yes, the Commanders have it. So problems compounding themselves here on the return. They just give up the touchdown, and now they lose the football.
Yeah, partner, things are starting to unravel a little bit for them right in front of our eyes. They're going to
you sure y'all don't want to review it? Man, if they let you kill them on this again, I'm going to die laughing.
A 1st down throw for Heineke. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. Touchdown, Washington.
Y'all are so garbage in y'all secondary.
A great effort there. On his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Commanders continue to pull away here in this first half.
Y'all just keep letting them run free. I'm going to keep doming them if you let them do that.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. It's a squibber picked up around the 27. And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. And with 8 seconds on the clock, really not a lot of time to try to put anything together.
Yes, sir.
He tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Cameron Curl, and he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half.
I had a feeling he was going to try and take that, man. I had everything told me that shit was about to be thrown.
For Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Happy New Year, everybody. Welcome into our EA Sports Halftime Report. It's a busy week 17 of the regular season, so let's get right to it. We begin on this New Year's Day up in the Big Apple. Last night, they got to see the ball drop in Times Square. Today, they get Indianapolis taking on the New York Giants. And it's the Colts who have the lead in that one. Michael Pittman, a touchdown reception. From there, we head down south to Atlanta to check on the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And they've got the lead over the visiting Arizona Cardinals. The Falcons locked in a tight one, but this is a game you feel they've got to have. Finally, let's get to Philadelphia. Check on the Eagles at home at Lincoln Financial Field. And for the moment, they trail the visiting Saints in that one.
Man.
2 touchdown passes there for Jameis Winston.
Good.
Meanwhile, our game has been a boat race. Very one-sided to this point. And for the call of the second half, let's get it back to our commentating team. Brandon Godden.
Yeah, they really fighting
Davis.
for the wild card spots,
Okay, Coach,
man.
thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando.
Shit, the Giants was on there last week. Look.
Back in for quarter number 3. And the half will begin with a touchback. As the Commanders make their way out on offense, let's take a peek at the playoff picture in the NFC. And with the final fortnight of games upon us, teams jockeying for position. Some of these games really starting to take enormous importance as they always do this time of year.
How did he grab me?
Use Fortnite.
Hey, you're impressed, aren't you?
I am impressed. That means 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
That does.
But how about exactly what you're talking about? Going down the stretch, how much importance is placed on these games? Look, everyone talks about every game's important. When you get to this time of year, maybe that importance gets quadruple. And that's where we are right now to see who can make their last run, their last push to get into the playoffs.
Will go down as a gain of 6 and 3rd and 8 now.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
And he's going to be brought down short of first at about the 31-yard line. Here's Tressway now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. It's a 43-yard punt return of 5, and the Browns will take over 1st and 10. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
Watson's throw into the hands of Peoples-Jones.
Oh, I'm still there, bro.
They'll give him 4 yards there, and that will bring up second down. Watson looks to throw again. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Ford. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Ford. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. That'll go for a gain of 7, and that's going to bring up second down. Watson.
Oh, I know I told y'all to line up inside. Like, how do you get beat inside, bro? I'm not understanding this. Giving you inside leg.
This is Ford. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Back to throw, Watson. That's complete to Bell over the middle. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Watson. Forced out to his left. This will be caught just inside the 10. And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds right around the 7. From the 7, it's 2nd and 5. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play. So now 3rd down coming up. Now Watson. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short.
Yeah.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it'll be 4th down.
Well, it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage to pick up the first down. Now to be 4th and short.
Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. They didn't get the touchdown, but he did.
No, we're
get
not
the
even thinking about the fact they don't get a first
he's
down.
tackled at the
Or maybe
one.
getting to the goal line.
Out of the gun, Watson. To the back of the end zone, but too high. Over everybody and incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
So they've been in the red zone 3 times, and it's yielded just 3 points. Can they find the end zone here on 2nd and goal? Eluding the pressure right. And he'll just throw this one over in the way of the security crew. Incomplete here.
I'm sure it was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going. Trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the 3rd quarter. Not a lot going on that play, though.
Chubb is in.
Of course.
Touchdown, Cleveland. So another rushing touchdown for him this year. Boy, he's found the end zone quite a bit so far. Charles, that now an even 20 scores on the season.
And you know how often we use the term, probably I overuse the term, imposing their will? Well, these defenses have become really powerless to stop him. That's what we've seen from him and his team this year. You know he's getting the ball down here in the red zone, but he's just got that strength of will himself, and he's used it to great effect.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. There's Terry McLaurin, such an exciting pass catcher as this offense comes out for their next drive. This defense, they wouldn't mind not seeing him again for a while. 3 trips to the end zone. How about that?
I think right now they would happily go to their general manager and say, is there any way you could get a trade for him? Bring him over to our team so we don't have to cover him anymore, because he is really having a heck of a ball game, isn't he?
Boy, he is. I don't know that mid-game trade's going to happen, but good thought. On On second down, here's Gibson
Bro,
again.
golly.
2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to third down. 2 yards on the first down carry, and then followed up by 2 yards on the second down carry.
Motherfucker can't keep his feet under him, bro. Like,
wasn't the expression 3 yards in a cloud of dust?
Now they're going to need 6 on third down to keep the drive going.
Gibson really pissing me off. Like, this is exactly what I be talking about, though, when I talk about him. Like, and his lack of fucking just extra, you know what I'm saying? Like, give me something extra, bro. Like,
Heineke to throw for it on fourth down. And he finds McLaurin. And this is going to wind up working out just fine as he'll have a Washington first down. And an exhale there as they convert on fourth. A give up the middle to Gibson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 11 yards there, just like last play.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
On first down, right back to Gibson. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. 3 quarters have come and gone. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. On second down, a run with Gibson. And he's going to take this down close to a first down at the Browns 36. 64 yards on the ground for him so far.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. And I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. The drive stays alive. A third down gain of 8.
Damn, and here come B-Rob.
Now a first carry here for Robinson. And he's going to bring this one down to right about the 20-yard line. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. Second down and a run by Robinson. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what was said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3 and out. Let's get off the field. Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting muscled all over the field and getting pushed down it. Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater. He just made a great play there.
Gibson gets hit and he fumbles it. But it looked like Washington got it back, and indeed they did. It remains Commanders football. Could have been a costly mistake, but as it turns out, they keep possession.
You can't give away these types of opportunities in the red zone. And I'm sure that was flashing through his brain as the ball escaped his hands. Fortunately for him, able to get picked up by his team, fumbled, recovered. They still have an opportunity deep in the red zone.
These two have hooked up 9 times now this afternoon as they pick up the first. Well, normally you might say start running the football. You've got the lead here in the fourth quarter, but the way that they've passed it with such success,
how the hell am I supposed to run the football? You fumbling?
Maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up some.
And this is taken in for a Washington touchdown. Curtis Samuel, a 1-yard touchdown reception. And the Commanders are closing in on that 16-0 record as they add on to their lead. And you wonder now if he might be able to remove the helmet, put on the baseball cap, and watch the rest of this one from the sideline. His 5th touchdown pass of the game.
Say that again. Did you say 5th touchdown pass of the game?
Yes, sir.
Boy, that's a heck of a performance, isn't it? Because they've had no answer for him at all game long. Receivers have been open constantly, and he hasn't missed a single one.
They made me fumble the one time, bro. Like, I really done fumble like 2 or 3 times, I think.
Fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback.
No, me for QB. Me is QB.
Where we stand right
I
now,
fortunately put Taylor in the starting role.
And Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things. with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. And it's a fumble. And it's Washington that scoops it up inside the 20.
Let's go, big man.
Take this down to the 10-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them.
This man was literally going to say they had something turnovers when we call it turnovers.
So not quite a first and goal.
That's hilarious.
It's first and 10 from the 10.
Oh, I don't like it.
Gibson here running out of the gun.
That nigga wanted that, bro.
Antonio Gibson hitting double digits with his 10th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Commanders have sewn this one up as they add to their lead here in the 4th. As that lead just swells and swells. Look, this has been dominance in all three phases, offense, defense, and special teams.
So don't we have to give a lot of credit, not just to what we've seen today, but the preparation in advance.
Even though I don't know you dominated on special teams.
Players to the game plan and being ready to go in this one. You're exactly right. Clean sweep. And boy, they're going to celebrate this one after it's over.
And on the other side, this is the game film you just flush and never go back and review. Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone.
Wow.
And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. Right now, they're in a bit of a tough spot here, CD. You're trailing by double digits. Remember the last time out, they fumbled. They're going to have to play some clean football here on this possession.
And all the talk on their sideline has been about taking care of the football, making sure that they're handling the ball correctly. So you know they'll be squeezing the rock pretty tight here. They just have to be careful not to go so hard at doing that they actually cause themselves other problems.
Let's go.
Take care of the ball, but still try and play free and natural.
And boy, this burgundy and gold defense charged up now. They stop him behind the line again. The offense on third down, they're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 14. From the gun, here's Watson.
Take that, yes, sir.
Football, and it's intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller, and they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line. On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. And down to the 36-yard line here. 91 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. A good run, got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3. They'll go again with Gibson. And he's going to have just a couple here with a marker on the field as well. So it's the big left tackle who gets tagged with a hold.
And sometimes you're actually executing the block well, and he starts to slip off of you, and instinctively you reach out and grab him. And when it's done like that, it's often seen by the official and called.
Bro, what?
Thomas, but that's intercepted. Picked off by Anthony Walker. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coaches...
And now Watson throws another interception. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And the Commanders are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line. Well, they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road. It helps seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
Here's Gibson to start the drive. Tackle that time by Ronnie Harrison.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
On 2nd down, here's Gibson again. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
I know the game's not over, but there's got to be a sense of satisfaction right now for the guy carrying the football a bunch today. 99 yards, and he has enough time to go over the century mark.
Well, you got to give it to him again, right?
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. You're not worried about losing yardage here. You're not worried about any of that.
Bro, what are we doing? Like,
land for every runner, 100 yards or more in a game.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On 4th down, they'll try and run for it. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets
they figured it out. I didn't realize they were going to do that.
Turns out to be a good one, though. 1st down on a pickup of 11. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. A give to Gibson running right. And the linebacker, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, on the tackle.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
Well, we're beyond the tone setting right now. This guy's been the bell cow all day, and he'll continue to rely on him to move the chains, drain the clock, and lead his team.
And he'll take this one down to the 36. Tackle made there by Myles Garrett.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game, and while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
That one looks like he'll throw here. This to McLaurin out on the left side. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. But Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
Lights out.
I have no idea
I'm
what
mad
the
I
top
threw that
speed
pick,
is
bro.
on one
That
of
was
those
some
high-end
bullshit.
sports cars. What's the top gear you can
Let
get
me
into?
out, fool.
This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
Really gave them fools another tick.
So for Washington, they're a win away now from running the table here in the regular season.
90%. 90% completion rate. Razor in their defense. Ahora. All right, y'all.